The Senate will come to order. The senators will please take their seats. Those persons not entitled to the privileges of the floor will kindly retire to the gallery. The senators and all in attendance will stand and be led in prayer by the Reverend Jonathan Stells, House of Prayer, Chesterfield. Reverend Stells, welcome.
Would you bow your heads in prayer with me today? Our Father who art in heaven, we humbly come before you asking for your presence and guidance, not so much in a flourish of fancy words, but with sincerity and an awareness of our great need. Almighty God, you say that if anyone lacks wisdom, that we should ask of you and that you'll give it generously without finding fault. And so we ask for your wisdom so that we can walk in your ways and in your purposes. We know there is no authority except that which you have established, so we pray for our leaders today. Heavenly Father, we ask that you, being ever faithful, would empower this governing body with the strength to make difficult yet moral and just decisions that will set the course for the laws of this Commonwealth and the well-being of its citizens. We ask that you, being the very definition of love, would give us the heart, the compassion, and the grace to see and know what our state can do to help all of its citizens. We ask that you would be our leader and our compass, pointing this body in the direction that is morally righteous and civically just, so that our great Commonwealth can flourish in all seasons and at all times. As you've been faithful in the past, from the founding of our nation through all its great trials and triumphs to this present day, we pray that you'd be faithful to build within us a spirit of godly unity, of love, and of peace. Apart from you, we can do nothing, but with you all things are possible. As this body of elected officials endeavors to do all the good that they can, I pray that you would bless them and keep them, that you'd make your face shine upon them and be gracious to them, that you would lift up your countenance upon them and give them in our great state of Virginia peace. We ask it in your precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen. The clerk will call the roll. All those present, please vote aye. The clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Mr. President. Senate Journal for Tuesday, January 26, 2016.
The senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger, moves that the reading of the journal be waived. All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 2.
Ayes 37, noes 2. The reading of the journal is waived. The clerk will please report any communication from the House of Delegates. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we waive the reading of any communications received from the House of Delegates, sir.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the reading of the communication be waived? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 35, noes 4.
Ayes 35, noes 4. The reading of the communication is waived. The clerk will please report any communications from the governor.
I do not have any, sir.
The time has come to recognize guests to our gallery and take up other matters for the morning hour. The senator from Fauquier, Senator Vogel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for purposes of several introductions.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to call your attention in the gallery to two women who are visiting from Fauquier County this morning. They are here for the big Republican Women's Luncheon. The first is Hazel Lee Kaiser. She is president of the Piedmont Republican Women's Club in Fauquier County and a good friend and a huge activist in our community. And the second is Carolyn Kirkland. She is chair of Caring for America, and she does a huge amount of work and advocacy for our military. And I would ask that you please extend to both of them the very, very warm welcome of the Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Would Ms. Hazel Kinzer and Ms. Carolyn Kirkland please rise? Welcome. We can see you loud and clearly with your red, and thank you for making your way. I know you've had some inclement weather, a lot of snow up in your area, but a beautiful area of the Commonwealth that you live in, and thank you for coming here to keep an eye on the good senator from Fauquier. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Ms. Hazel Kinzer and Carolyn Kirkland the warm welcome of the Senate.
I don't think you need to.
the senator from Grayson, Senator Carrico.
Wait, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. President. Rise for announcement,
The senator has the floor.
or introduction, I'm sorry. Mr. President, visiting us today from the far southwest is several groups from the community college, and on behalf of myself, Senator Stanley, Senator Suderline, and Senator Chafin, I'd like to draw your attention to the gallery. I believe they're in the gallery now. Is a group from Wytheville Community College, President Dean Sprinkle, and his group that's with him. President from Virginia Highlands Community College, President Gene Couch, and his group, and President from the Mountain Empire Community College, Scott Hamilton, President from Southwest Community College, Mark Estep, and the higher education, their new director, David Madlock, and his group of students that are with them today. And I'd like for you and the body to make them welcome here to the Capitol today. Thank you.
Thank you, Senators. Would members from the community colleges please rise? Thank you all for making your way to Richmond today, and also thank you for being part of our educational system. We really depend and we're very proud of our community college system. We have, as you know, 23 across the Commonwealth that are doing a wonderful job bringing skills to jobs. So keep up the good work, and thanks for being here and talking to your senators and delegates today. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the community colleges the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Fauquier, Senator Vogel.
Thank you, Mr. President. You were done with me, weren't you?
Never.
I rise for purposes of an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. One last introduction. I am delighted to have in the Senate gallery today a resident of Fauquier County. He's from the Plains, Virginia. His name is Scott Filling. He's a registered operating room nurse. He's also a freelance writer for screenplays. He's a paranormal investigator, an environmental activist, an artist, and a cartoonist. There's not much that he doesn't do. He also has been a big activist in our community regarding highway safety and other issues, and he's here today advocating for a bill that he's been working on for about 2 years. And I would ask that you please extend to Scott the very warm welcome of the Senate. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Would Scott please rise? Scott, you wear many hats, and it seemed like you've left them all home today, but thanks for being with us today, and certainly a lot to be proud of. And I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Scott the warm welcome of the Senate. The senior senator from Loudoun, Senator Black.
For an introduction, Mr. President.
Senator has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are graced by the presence of some wonderful young people who are related and associated with the gentlelady from Fauquier, Senator Vogel. And first, I will introduce to you Master Will Vogel, who is 12 years old, excuse me, and he's in the 6th grade at Hill School in Middleburg. Will has been here a number of times. I have introduced him when my voice was better, and we hope that he may come back and be a page very shortly. So he is the first. The second is Taz Vogel, who is 7 years old. He's in the 1st grade at Hill School. And I understand, Tag, that you are somewhat of a wild mischief maker. I can relate to that. You may become a snake hunter at the rate you're going. But anyway, we're pleased to have you. And also, there is a family friend, Abby Bruce, who's 14 years old, in the 9th grade from Fauquier High School, and a very good friend of the family. And I would ask that we extend the warm welcome of the Senate to each of these individuals.
Thank you, Senator. Will and Taz Vogel and Abby Bruce please rise? It's always great to see you all here with us, visiting. We actually had Olivia here for a couple of days, so we've kind of gone this week through the Vogel family, so it's always wonderful to see you all. But thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come down and keep an eye on your mom. She's a wonderful person and is doing a wonderful job for the Commonwealth of Virginia. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Will and Taz Vogel and Abby Bruce the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Chesterfield, Senator Chase.
Mr. President, I would like to rise for the purposes of several introductions, if I may.
Who has the floor?
First of all, I would like to give a warm welcome to the Reverend Jonathan Stells, who gave our invocation this morning. He's accompanied in the gallery today by his wife, Pastor Amy Stells, and Jonathan Kane. And of course, I have to give a little bit of how I know them. I think so much of him. I've actually known Jonathan since he was a teenager, and he is actually pastoring what used to be his father's church. And just enjoy that family so much. But I really love that he has a minor in political science. He's currently the lead pastor at the House of Prayer Church. It's a multi-generational, multi-ethnic congregation with campuses both in Central Chesterfield and Midlothian. And but I just love the church. The House of Prayer Church has built primary and secondary education schools in both Nigeria and Ghana. House of Prayer has been committed to planting churches over the last 39 years throughout Virginia, Europe, Southeast Asia, and Africa with a focus on serving our community. They feed approximately 700 people a month through its food bank program, and they're also partners with organizations throughout the Richmond metropolitan area to encourage and serve those from all walks of life. So thank you all for being here today and being brave enough to give the invocation this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator. Would the Reverend Jonathan Stells and your guests please rise? Thank you all so much for being here this morning and getting us off on a good start to session. And wow, some great things that your church is doing for the community and for the world and it's a matter. So thank you for all of your efforts. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering the Reverend Jonathan Stells and his guests the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Accomack, Senator Lewis.
Mr. President, rise for an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, visiting with us in the gallery today is a former page of the Virginia State Senate, Ms. Kelly Scott from Anacostia, Virginia. Kelly is here today in her new capacity as a pharmacy student at Shenandoah University, and so I would hope that the Senate would give her a warm welcome back.
Thank you, Senator. Would Kelly Scott please rise? Welcome back, Kelly, and it's great to see you again. As most people can probably remember, you were my first session here in the Senate, and it's great to see folks grow up and mature and do great things across the Commonwealth. So congratulations and welcome back. I would ask members of the Senate to please join me in offering Ms. Kelly Scott the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Chesterfield, Senator Chase.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a second introduction this morning.
Senator has the floor.
I would also like to introduce the Virginia Fraternal Order of Police, who's also visiting with us today. We have President Kevin Carroll, who is the President of the Fraternal Order of Police of Virginia, and National President Chuck Canterbury, National Secretary Pat Yost, if they're here, and I'm checking my sheet to see if I missed anybody else. Tommy Stiles, National Trustee from Chesterfield County, President Marty Williams from Chesapeake. I'm making sure I didn't miss anybody. Did I miss anybody, Kevin? Okay, got it. Also in attendance are members of the FOP and law enforcement community from across the Commonwealth of Virginia. And for those of you who don't know, the Fraternal Order of Police is made up of roughly 7,500 sworn law enforcement officers from all across the Commonwealth. Their membership includes local law enforcement agencies, state police, sheriffs, deputies, Capitol Police, and correction officers. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Senator. Would members of the Fraternal Order of Police please rise? Thank you all for being with us today, and especially thank you for what you do in keeping our streets and our communities, our schools safe. As I told you all this morning, when other folks are leaving, you all are the ones that go in and keep us safe. And so we all, on behalf of the Senate and the staff, thank you for all that you do. I'd also, this is a little bit of inside politics here for those of you that are visiting, but each year we have a chili cook-off, and the members of the Senate and the House and folks from around the community, we've been doing it for 25 years. Senator Stolley started that 25 years ago, and this man in the gallery with us today, Kevin Carroll, for the first time in 25 years, he brought some boar to the chili cook-off and won first place. So congratulations to you, Kevin. And I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering all the members from the Fraternal Order of Police and thanking them for their services. I'd ask a warm welcome of the Senate. Senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are quite a number of people from around the Commonwealth today that are here as advocates for mental health services, but Mr. President, would ask you to specifically recognize a group from Augusta County, the Mental Health Association there. Hope you would recognize them, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Would members from the Mental Health of Augusta please rise? Thank you all for making the trip from just a beautiful part of our Commonwealth. And as we've said, there are a lot of folks across the Commonwealth that are affected by mental illness, and we all need to be advocates for them. So we thank you for being here today and advocating on their behalf. I would ask members of the Senate to please join me in offering the members from the Mental Health of Augusta the warm welcome of the Senate. The junior senator from Virginia Beach, Senator DeSteph.
Mr. President, I rise for introduction of three groups.
The senator has the floor.
Mr. President, I rise for an introduction in the galley today of law enforcement representatives from Virginia Beach. Today joining us are Master Police Officer Brian Luciano, the president of Virginia Beach PBA, Master Police Officer Andrew Havola, Vice President of Virginia Beach PBA, Master Police Officer Aaron Drove, Secretary of Virginia Beach PBA, Master Police Officer Amy Biron, Master Police Officer Anthony Espinoza, retired Master Police Officer John Tavonik, Senior Advisor to the Virginia Beach Police, Sergeant Richard Cheatham, President of Virginia Beach Operations, Thomas Shadrick, Seven City Law Firm Counsel to Virginia Beach PBA, Lieutenant Tina Mapes, Virginia Beach Sheriff's Office, Captain Kenneth Miller from Virginia Beach Police Office, Virginia Beach Police Department Doug Zeblev, Sergeant Daryl Prelude, Master Police Officer Jason Kerrigan, Bay Bridge Officer John Baddix, and a special welcome to Rebecca Jones, widow of Norfolk Police Officer Brian Jones, who was killed in the line of duty. Mr. President, my second introduction is for Hampton Roads Association for Commercial Real Estate, or HRACRE. Their 600 members are dedicated to promoting the best interest of commercial real estate in the region. The organization's focus is to present an authoritative, unified, and factual industry voice in legislative initiatives that impact its members' ability to successfully conduct the business of the commercial real estate. And for my final group, the North Ennis. Oh,
I'll come back to you.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, Mr. President.
That's great. Now, you have a popular person this morning on the floor of the Senate. If we're just starting out, if the members from the Virginia Beach law enforcement would please rise. You all brought quite a contingency up from the beach, and again, what a wonderful part of our Commonwealth, and especially important with tourism, folks that come and visit. So we appreciate all the work that you do to keep our streets and our communities safe. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the Virginia Beach law enforcement the warm welcome of the Senate. members from the commercial real estate, if you all would please rise. Are you one in number today? Well, thank you for being here today, and appreciate, again, you making the trip here and advocating for commercial real estate, and hope you have a wonderful day here in Mr. Jefferson's capital. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering the member from the Commercial Real Estate Association a warm welcome of the Senate. The junior senator from Virginia Beach, you have the floor.
Mr. President, I rise for my final introduction. This one is for the Virginia Association of Nurse Anesthetists. Mr. President, today seated in the galley, where they're up there, they are certified registered nurse anesthetists, have been providing anesthesia for 150 years. We are proud to have 1,800 of these dedicated professionals caring for our citizens. Nationally, 49,000 are the difference makers when it comes to ensuring our patients make it safely and comfortably through surgery, childbearing, and other procedures without pain or recollection of the events that have occurred. In recognition of this week as National CRNA Week, they want to share with you their commitment to caring for one patient at a time. I extend the warm welcome of the Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Would the members from the Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetists please rise? Hello. Thank you all for being here today and for all the great work that you do. And I know just as a physician myself, you all are such an integral part of our medical team. And as the good doctor said, or the senator said, thank you for allowing us to go through these procedures and not feel the discomfort and not remember some of it. So keep up the good work. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering the members from Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetists the warm welcome of the Senate. Senator from Franklin, Senator Stanley.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I rise for purposes of an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the Senate and those in the gallery. It's my pleasure to introduce a couple of my friends who are sitting up here watching us today as we do our work, Cynthia Dunbar and Diana Shores. Cynthia Dunbar, Mr. President, is from Forest, is a lawyer, an author, and was a former elected official to the Texas State Board of Education from the 10th District. Diana Shores, my good friend, is the former director of the day services at the Helton House. She deals with mental health and persons with disabilities and does a wonderful job at what she does. And her husband's a very good friend of mine, Chris Shores, who couldn't be here today, but he's busy taking care of the children and doing the laundry. And I asked for a laundry selfie just to prove that that's actually happening, but I have not seen it yet. So if you would extend to them the warm welcome of the Senate, I would most appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator. Would Cynthia Dunbar and Diana Shores please rise? Welcome, and I'm glad you're here to keep an eye on the good senator from Franklin. He needs an eye kept on him every now and then, but appreciate you being here, and I hope you have safe travels back to your homes. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering Cynthia Dunbar and Diana Shores the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Hanover, Senator McDougal.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for the purposes of two introductions.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, before I get to that, if the senator from Virginia Beach could give us the name of all those anestheticians, we might be able to put them on the Senate staff so we would not have to remember some of the pain we're going to endure in lengthy committees tonight. But with that, Mr. President, we have a group in the gallery from King George High School, Robin Mitchell, who is the Director of School Counseling, and Jessica Wilkerson, who is the AP Instructor of History and Psychology at King George High School. Mr. Chairman, they are here today and celebrating the fourth time in 6 years that King George schools have been named to the College Board's annual AP District Honor Roll. King George is one of only 425 school districts in the United States and Canada that were honored in 2015 for increasing access to AP coursework, while simultaneously increasing the percentage of students earning scores of 3 or higher on AP exams. So on behalf of myself and the gentleman from Stafford, we'd like to have the Senate recognize the leaders from King George High School.
Thank you, Senator. Would the members from King George High School please rise? welcome today, and congratulations on your achievements. That's wonderful to hear that, and you all are doing such a good job as part of our education system and preparing people for the workforce, so keep up the great work. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from King George High School the warm welcome of the Senate. Senator from Hanover, Senator McDougal.
Thank you, Mr. President. Rise for second introduction. I'd like the Chamber to recognize members of the Virginia Chamber of Commerce and other local regional chambers who are here with us today. Mr. President, I think some are in the gallery and some are walking the halls of the General Assembly building in the Capitol. The Virginia Chamber is a nonpartisan business advocacy organization that works as a catalyst for positive change in areas of economic development and Virginia competitiveness. They are the largest business advocacy group in the Commonwealth with more than 23,000 members. Mr. President, members of the Senate, today there are 33 local and regional Chamber of Commerce members walking through the halls, and they are gathering today to not only talk to us and watch committees, but for the reception that they will have later this evening. Mr. President, if you would please offer them the warm welcome of the Senate and thank them for the efforts they do in promoting economic development and Virginia's economy.
Thank you, Senator. Will members of the Virginia Chamber, if you're in the audience, please rise? Senator, I believe they're probably watching from another room, but it was great to see all of you all here today. And just as Senator McDougal said, it's businesses across the Commonwealth that keep us moving forward. And so we appreciate all that you all do for economic development. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members of the Virginia Chamber the warm welcome of the Senate. The Senator from Hampton, Senator Locke.
Thank you, Mr. President. If you would please extend a warm welcome of the Senate to a group of students from Hampton University who are students in the School of Pharmacy. And I'm sure they would like to invite each of us to visit them with the health fair that's in the GAB. So please extend to them the warm welcome of the Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Would members from Hampton University School of Pharmacy please rise? It's great to have you all here today. And as I tell people, the jobs out there now are STEM related, and I think anything in healthcare is very promising. So you all are in a good position, and keep up the good work, study hard, and it'll pay off in the long run. So, and you'll be able to take good care and help people as well. So I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from the Hampton University students of pharmacy the warm welcome of the Senate. Senator from Bath, Senator Deeds.
Mr. President, I rise for an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
As Senator Hanger pointed out, today is Mental Health Advocacy Day. There are over 130 advocates here from all over Virginia. They're with the National Alliance on Mental Illness of Virginia, Vocal Virginia, Voices for Virginia's Children, Mental Health America of Virginia, and Campaign for Children's Mental Health. There are lots of facts and figures we could go over, but this is a major issue that we have to address. These people are here spending the day meeting with their elected officials, sharing their stories, and advocating for adequate resources to improve and strengthen the mental health system for all Virginia children and adults. I'd ask, Mr. President, that you give them the warm greetings of Virginia Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Would advocates for mental health, if you're in the gallery, please rise? Thank you all so much for being here today. And as you know, and as the good senator from Bath said, a lot of efforts are being taken in Virginia to open up access and give better care to those that are mentally ill. So we appreciate all that you all do as part of that effort. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering advocates for mental health the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Alexandria, Senator Eben.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
On behalf of the senator from Southern Fairfax and the senior senator from Fairfax and myself, I want to introduce 3 outstanding members of the Alexandria City Council. They are in the gallery looking over my shoulder, literally and figuratively. The first is my Vice Mayor, Justin Wilson, who is a leader in technology and our new Vice Mayor. Councilman Tim Levain, who also serves as the chairman of the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments Transportation Planning Board. And Councilman John Chapman, a leading advocate for affordable housing in my city and a public school teacher. Mr. President, I hope that you will extend to them the warm welcome of the Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Will members from the Alexandria City Council please rise? Welcome. It's great to have you in Richmond. What a wonderful city you all have up there in Alexandria. And Pam and I always enjoy coming up and visiting. So keep up the good work and look forward to seeing you soon. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering the Alexandria City Council the warm welcome of the Senate. The senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, members of the Senate, each year state legislators and staff look forward to annual Brunswick Stew Day on Capitol Hill. House Joint Resolution 2 was passed in 2002 that designated the 4th Wednesday in January of each year Brunswick Stew Day. This year is their 14th year that the Brunswick County Lake Gaston Tourism Association will be serving over 1,200 cups of stew prepared by the 2015 Stew Master winner, Clark Bennett, Kyle G., Roman Zava, and Jessica Allman. Brunswick stew has become a signature dish in Brunswick County. It has become one of our marketable products for tourism. Visitors come from near and far to our annual Taste of Brunswick Festival in October just to sample and purchase Brunswick stew. Judging from my cup, Mr. President, and yours, Brunswick stew made in Southside Virginia is good. On behalf of Senator Ruff and myself, it is our honor to introduce the volunteers of the Brunswick County Lake Gaston Tourism Association who are helping with Stew Day. Carla Martindale, Claire Williams, Nancy Watson, the Honorable Bernard Jones, Mayor of Lawrenceville Bill Harrington, the Honorable Freddie Harrison, Nancy Avery, Lionel Power, Sylvia Allen, Tina Pearson, and Bobby Carners. Mr. President, it gives me great honor to be able to introduce them this year, and I would really appreciate it if you could give them the warm greetings of the Senate, commensurate with the warm feeling we have in our tummies from having eaten the Brunswick stew.
Thank you, Senator. Would members of the Brunswick Stew Day that prepared the wonderful Brunswick stew please rise if you're in the gallery? All right. Thank you all so much for being here. We look forward to this every year, and we appreciate all the hard work that goes into this, and congratulations for being in the position that you are the stew masters rather, right? So anyway, so thank you all for all that you do, and again, we hope to see you for many years to come. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in thanking those that prepared our Brunswick stew for us today.
Mr. President,
yes,
and my final introduction today, we have visiting with us correctional officers from a number of facilities around Virginia. They're here to meet and talk with their legislators concerning safety issues and working conditions in our state correctional centers. Correctional officers here today are from Indian Creek Correctional Center, Sussex 1 and Sussex 2 State Prison, and Wallens Ridge State Prison. Mr. President, I would appreciate it if you would also extend to my second group the very warm greetings of the Senate.
Well, thank you, Senator. Would members from the correctional or members of the correctional officers please rise? Thank you all for being here today with us. And as we've said, a lot of law enforcement folks are with us today, and we appreciate you all doing all the work that you do to keep us safe and also to take care of those that have ended up in our correctional center. So thank you for all that you do. I'd ask the Members of the Senate to please join me in offering the correctional officers the warm welcome of the Senate. The Senator from Petersburg, Senator Dance.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for the purpose of an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you. Mr. President, in the gallery today, we have families from all over the state who participate in home visiting family support programs. The programs represented include CHIP, Healthy Families, Parents as Teachers, and Resource Mothers. Some of the nurses, parent educators, and counselors who work with them are also here. All of them are part of the Home Visiting Consortium. Not all families have the experience or network of support to provide basic parenting skills. These programs work with families caught in the cycle of poverty, families who are committed to creating a better life for their children and themselves. Intervening early using proven best practices, home visitors work hand in hand with parents, preparing them to be their children's first and most important teacher. Mr. President, we know that home visiting works, and we have the data to prove it. While there are many good programs serving families of young children, we stand tall in our ability to assure that Virginia benefits from healthier babies and toddlers, parents who are more self-sufficient, and who understand their roles as their child's first teacher. The families know how to use preventive health care and not depend on the emergency room for care. They understand how they can make sure their kids start school ready for success. And they become better employees, understanding how to manage the challenges of everyday life that are made even more difficult by poverty. Senators John Miller and Senator Frank Ruff represented this body on the Commonwealth Council for Childhood Success this past year. You chaired that, Mr. President. That study recognized the value of home visiting in preparing children for success despite poverty and recommended that we grow the programs. I am pleased to report that the governor has included those funds, and for the first time in years, there is no need for an amendment. Mr. President, I would ask that you give these families and the people serving them a warm welcome to the Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Would members from the early childhood and home visiting programs please rise? Thank you all so much for the work that you do. And just as the Senator said, it's so important to get into some of these at-risk homes and make sure that we're taking care of the mothers, making sure that the children are healthy. So we appreciate all that you do and keep up the good work. I'd ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering those that are responsible for early childhood development and our home visiting program the warm welcome of the Senate. Is there any other business for the morning hour? Seeing none, the clerk will please call the calendar.
Senate calendar for Wednesday, January 27th, 2016. Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on third reading.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norment.
Thank you, Mr. President. Alas, I would respectfully make a motion that all of the Senate bills on the third, let me preface this, that, Mr. President, we aspirationally were hoping to expedite the calendar a little bit this morning, and I will just say that there are going to be several bills that will be passed by. I would respectfully move that all the Senate bills on the third reading on the uncontested calendar, which would include all Senate bills on pages 1 through 16, including Senate Bill 4 through Senate Bill 615, be placed on their final passage in the block. If any senator desires to remove one of these Senate bills from the block, please do so after the clerk has read the number of that bill.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the Senate bills on the uncontested calendar, third reading, pages 1 through 16, Senate Bill 4 through Senate Bill 615, be placed upon their final passage in the block with the understanding that any senator desiring a bill removed from the block will do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill. All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills are before us in the block. The clerk will please read the number of the bills.
Senate Bill 4, Senate Bill 25, Senate Bill 37.
Mr. President.
What purpose does the senator rise?
Could Senate Bill 37 be moved to the regular calendar?
Without objection, Senate Bill 37 will come out of the block and into the regular calendar. Out of the block.
Senate Bill 39, Senate Bill 83, Senate Bill 107, Senate Bill 124, Senate Bill 152, Senate Bill 154, Senate Bill 176, Senate Bill 198, Senate Bill 250, Senate Bill 252, Senate Bill 268, Senate Bill 284, Senate Bill 299, Senate Bill 307, Senate Bill 322, Senate Bill 328, Senate Bill 348, Senate Bill 349, Senate Bill 356, Senate Bill 360, Senate Bill 373, Senate Bill 375, Senate Bill 399, Senate Bill 425, Senate Bill 434, Senate Bill 443, Senate Bill 448, Senate Bill 464, Senate Bill 479, Senate Bill 480, Senate Bill 502, Senate Bill 529, Senate Bill 544, Senate Bill 569, Senate Bill 573, Senate Bill 608, Senate Bill 615.
Senator from Franklin.
Mr. President, can you pull Senate Bill 399 out of the block, please?
Without objection, Senate Bill 399, Senator?
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Objection, 399 will come out of the block.
On page 10.
On page 10, thank you. The senator from Roanoke County.
Mr. President, can Senate Bill 154 and Senate Bill 322 come out of the block?
One at a time, Senator 154.
And 322. 322 is on page 7, and 154 is on page 4.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the bills in the block pass? That is all bills except for Senate Bills 37, 399, 154, and 322. All in favor of the motion to pass the bills will record their votes. Aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. The bills in the block pass. Returning to page 2, Senate Bill 37. Senator from Grayson, Senator Carrico.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move the passage of Senate Bill 37 and speak into the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, members of the body, this is a bill that was requested of me by some farmers in the surrounding area of Tennessee that have had issues with the black vultures. When cattle were birthing calves, the vultures would come in, kill the calves, and if the cow was down, they would kill the cow while they were still living. This later on became evident that there are several incidents around the state where people who have sheep, who have cattle farms, who have livestock that have had problems. I think the reports from last year was over 230 some livestock and lambs that were lost due to these black vulture problems. And this bill, as it's amended, the substitute gives the commission, the Conservation Commission, the ability to manage these as we do coyotes. And this basically was a law that was passed in Tennessee last year to allow the ability to kill these birds when they become a problem. This is a little different method as a substitute offers, allowing the management of them as we do the coyotes, and I hope it'd be the pleasure to pass the bill.
Senator, the question is, shall Senate Bill 37 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes. Aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, noes 1.
Ayes 39, noes 1. The bill passes. Moving forward to page 4, Senate Bill 154, the senator from Spotsylvania, Senator Reeves.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the passage of the bill. Speaking to it briefly.
Senator has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bill that many of us have seen before, similar to the Christmas tree effect with regard to ABC enforcement of some of the facilities around the Commonwealth. This bill basically allows the city of Norfolk and the city of Richmond to open up beverages for any premise that in excess of 1,400 patrons, capacity-wise, certain requirements under the current code as that changes. Mr. President, this is specifically for the National here in Richmond. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 154 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 3.
Ayes 37, noes 3. The bill passes. Moving to page 7, Senate Bill 322, the senator from Alexandria, Senator Evan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the bill pass. And speaking to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you. This bill sees that in our state prisons that we only charge inmates the cost of telephone calls as the actual cost rather than putting on any additional fees or commissions. As recently as 2010, we were charging inmates $4 a call, or an average of $4 a call, which when you're in prison, many inmates and families can ill afford. And we know that the greatest predictor of success when you are released from prison is to have a good relationship with your family and a family that welcomes you back. So what the FCC had lowered the rates and required the lowering of rates in recent years, and Governor McAuliffe in the last contract that was negotiated also lowered them further. So it's in the budget. This just requires that continue to be charged the lowest available rate, which is the way that this is moving across the country. I again renew my motion that we pass the bill.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 322 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 2.
Ayes 37, noes 2. The bill passes. On page 10, Senate Bill 399, the junior senator from Henrico, Senator Donovan.
Sorry. Yes, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass and speak to the bill. This is a language change in the code that will allow us to better reflect the practices of the Board of Medicine in granting a temporary authorization instead of a temporary license to practicing physicians that come in for summer camps and for CME programs.
Thank you very much, Senator. The senator from Fairfax City, Senator Peterson.
Gentlelady yield for a question.
Would the senator from Henrico yield for a question? She yields, Senator.
I would ask the gentlelady, couldn't this change be done through a regulation and not necessarily through a change to the state code?
It's my understanding that the code needs to be updated and change it to reflect the language appropriately.
Further question, Mr. Chair.
Would the gentlelady yield for an additional question?
I will, yes.
She yields, Senator.
I would ask the gentlelady, I have some clients who run a massage parlor. Would they also be considered part of the healing arts?
Senator from Henrico.
Thank you, Mr. President. No, this would reflect specifically physicians.
Thank you, Senator.
I thank the gentlelady.
Thank you. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
I note that this bill has some temporary provisions in it, and it seems to me that it has some structural issues. And I think that we probably should look at this in another time, sir.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from Buckingham, Senator Garrett.
Mr. President, I would query the President whether that was a motion that the bill go by for the day. Okay, Mr. President, question for the patron. I'm looking at the bill and specifically on line 18, it says any masseur, and I wondered what sort of summer camps brought in masseurs and masseuses for massages over the summer, and if, in light of line 18 of this code section, that's consistent with Senator Peterson's suggestion that perhaps the scope of this bill is a little bit more broad than contemplated.
The junior senator from Henrico.
I don't see a line 18, excuse me, Mr. President. I don't see a line 18 on the bill.
Thank you, Senator. Senator from Franklin County, Senator Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. President. If the patron would yield for a question.
Would the junior senator from Henrico yield for a question?
No, sir, I won't. Yes, sir, I will.
Next.
Mr. President, that happens to me a lot, actually, in a lot of other areas. Mr. President, I would ask the patron, looking at lines 164, 165, that she seems to appear to prefer numbers rather than spelling out the number itself. And say that striking $25 and rather putting a dollar sign and the number 2 next to and then the number 5. Can the patron please explain why she feels it necessary to amend the code from the English written word to the numeric representation she now wishes us to now vote for and support?
The junior senator from Henrico.
One moment, sir. I think that in general, physicians like to abbreviate things, and it's much easier for us to read the dollar sign and the 2 numbers than the actual word. So I think that was a preference on our part. But thank you so much for pointing that out, yes.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 399 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. The bill passes. For those of you that are visiting today, this was the senator's first bill, so that's why she had some, I'm not sure they were relevant questions, but some tough questions from fellow members. So congratulations, Senator, for your first bill.
Regular calendar, Senate bills on third reading. Senate Bill 43, a bill relating to time of municipal elections.
Senator from Grayson, Senator Carrico.
Mr. Chairman, I ask that we pass the bill and speaking to Senate Bill 43.
Senator has the floor.
Senate Bill 43 is just an attempt to clarify language that allows a locality to adopt an ordinance if it's not in conflict with their charter to move their election to November from the May election, and it came by request of the town of Damascus. Hope you pass the bill.
The senator from Fairfax City, Senator Peterson.
Gentleman, yield for a question.
The gentleman from Grayson, yield for a question.
I'll yield.
Yield, Senator.
I'd ask the gentleman, and this is a serious question. I represent a city and a town that both have May elections in their charter, and the way I read this, it would seem to say that the council could change that to a November general election without changing the charter.
Senator from Grayson.
It is my understanding that current code, if in their charter allows it, there's a conflict for the local government to be able to do it because it's not clarified here in the code. It doesn't allow it to conflict with it.
Senator from Fairfax City.
Further question, Mr. Chair?
Gentleman, yield for a district
I'll
question.
yield.
He yields, Senator.
And I would just say, being the son of an English teacher, I understand the word notwithstanding to mean even if there is a contrary provision in the city or town charter, the council could move the general, because you could move their municipal election to a fall date even if the charter, which of course we approved, says it has to be a spring date. That's how I read the word notwithstanding. So I'd ask the gentleman, do I have that wrong?
Senator from Grayson.
Well, it was my understanding, and if you'll see, look at the bill, it says by request. It was my understanding that even though it's in the charter, they still didn't have the authority to do it unless it's clarified, unless they come to the General Assembly every time to do it.
Senator from Fairfax City.
Mr. President, could this bill go by for the day so I could talk with my friend?
No objection.
Thank you.
Without objection, Senate Bill 43 will go by for the day.
Senate Bill 446, a bill to provide for the submission to the voters of a proposed amendment to the Constitution of Virginia, adding to Article 1, a section numbered 11A relating to the right to work.
Senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Mr. President, could this go by for the day?
Without objection, Senate Bill 446 will go by for the day.
Senate Bill 208, a bill relating to the statewide fire prevention code, state fire marshal, consumer fireworks penalties.
Senator from Buckingham, Senator Garrett.
Mr. President, I never contemplated in a million years that I would say what I'm about to say, but could this bill be re-referred to Finance?
The question is, shall Senate Bill 208 be re-referred to Finance? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The bill is re-referred to Finance.
Senate Bill 1, a bill relating to the excise tax on peanuts.
Senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, Senate Bill 1, excise tax on peanuts, extends the sunset of 30 cents per 100 pounds excise tax on all peanuts grown in and sold in Virginia from July 1, 2016 to July 1, 2021. The proceeds from the tax are used for promoting the sale of peanuts in Virginia, Mr. President. And I move that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 1 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 35, noes 5.
Ayes 35, noes 5. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 21, a bill to require the Department of Environmental Quality to receive approval from the General Assembly for a state plan to regulate carbon dioxide emissions from existing stationary sources prior to submitting the state plan to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for approval.
The senator from Russell County, Senator Chafin.
Mr. President, maybe this bill go by for the day.
Without objection, Senate Bill 21 will go by for the day.
Senate Bill 23, a bill relating to grand larceny and certain property crimes threshold.
Senator from Spotsylvania, Senator Reeves.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I know there are some other chief co-patrons on the bill, but I would ask that this bill go by for the day.
Without objection, Senate Bill 23 will go by for the day.
Senate Bill 48, a bill relating to carrying a concealed handgun, permit not required.
The senior senator from Loudoun, Senator Black.
Mr. President, in the interest of keeping things moving this afternoon, I'd ask that go by for the day.
Thank you, Senator. Without objection, Senate Bill 48 will go by for the day.
Senate Bill 91, a bill relating to license plates for emergency vehicles.
The senator from Western Fairfax County, Senator Marsden.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass. Speaking to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Senate Bill 91, the legislation allows emergency medical services agencies, commercial ambulance providers, the opportunity to title and register their vehicles in a manner similar to volunteer or government or private ambulance companies. It's been very confusing for DMV when these private emergency services vehicles that work in concert with all other municipal and governmental emergency services vehicles, when they go to get licensings, some of them have been given for higher license plates, some are taxis. So this clears up the confusion, allows DMV to have a policy that's consistent. Everyone will get the same kind of emergency services plates, and that's the bill, and I urge that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 91 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 39, no 0.
Ayes 39, no 0. The bill passes.
Someone bring that back.
Senate Bill 126, a bill
Mr.
relating
President?
to...
What purpose does the senator rise?
I have rise for a motion. I move that we reconsider the vote by which we passed SB 91.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the vote by which Senate Bill 91 passed be reconsidered? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. The motion is agreed to. The senator from Western Fairfax County, Senator Marston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Having previously described the bill, I ask that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 91 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 126, a bill relating to alcoholic beverage control, mixed beverage licenses for certain properties.
Senator from Franklin, Senator Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the passage of Senate Bill 126, and speaking to that bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the Senate. Senate Bill 126 allows, it's one of those liquor by the drink bills. It allows liquor by the drink to be served in a place in Carroll County, right on the edge of Patrick County, called Kanawha Valley. They do a lot of mud bogs and tractor pulls, and they got a saloon, and so they had asked me to put this bill in, as others have done before. So, based on that explanation, Mr. President, I ask that the bill pass.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 126 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 35, noes 5.
Ayes 35, noes 5. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 163, a bill relating to local regulation driving in flooded areas, no wake.
The senator from Hampton, Senator Locke.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass. Senate Bill 163 gives localities, especially those prone to frequent flooding, the option to enact an ordinance that would provide the ability to regulate cars and watercraft on flooded streets in a way that increases damage to homes and cars. This bill was brought as a Poquoson and Hampton citizen initiative. The amendment, in the nature of a substitute, provides an exemption for utility vehicles, as well as a requirement that there be signage and notice to operators of the prohibition and the class 4 misdemeanor. The cities of Hampton and Poquoson have asked that they be empowered, and again, this is a local option to enforce a vehicular no-wake zone when there is a flooding event by making it a misdemeanor to operate a motor vehicle or a boat on a flooded street, highway, alley, or parking lot that causes damage to other vehicles, adjacent real property, or improvements. I would note that this bill exempts law enforcement, firefighters, or emergency medical services engaged in doing the job that they do. It also exempts the Virginia Department of Transportation. I hope it will be the pleasure of the Senate to pass this bill. Again, I vote that the bill passes.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from Grayson, Senator Carrico.
Mr. President, speak to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, I understand what the gentlelady's trying to get at, but currently under law, we have a reckless driving statute that's Class 1 misdemeanor, has to endanger life, limb, or property. As she explained in committee, the property damages that are being done would qualify under that section, and I'm not sure if the departments are going to not force the Class 1 misdemeanor if they're going to enforce the Class 4, and that brings some confusion as to what enforcement efforts they're going to have with this bill, because we currently have a law on the books that would cover this at this time, and that's the reason I'm voting no. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 163 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 26, noes 14.
Ayes 26, noes 14, the bill passes.
Senate Bill 175, a bill relating to concealed handgun permits, access to Virginia Criminal Information Network.
Senator from Stafford, Senator Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd move the bill pass and speak into that measure.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, this is a bill that most of you all saw last year, and it passed out of this body and the body down the hall, and unfortunately the governor determined to veto it. So I brought it back again, and the first thing I would tell you is this is not a gun bill. This is a bill that has to do with sharing information about folks who have concealed permits with out-of-state police agencies. And I particularly point to those of us who have bordering jurisdictions in other states. We have constituents who cross over into those states. If they don't recognize our Virginia concealed permit, then our citizens are technically breaking the law when they go into that state. In Maryland, if they find you with a concealed weapon, even though you have a permit in Virginia for it, they arrest you, they take you to jail, and they hold you without bond until you can go before a judge. And I'm aware of people who have had this happen to them. This is not a pro-gun bill. It's not an anti-law enforcement bill. The bill just says if you don't recognize or give us reciprocity on our concealed permit, then you don't get access to our criminal information network in order to find out that our constituents, our citizens of Virginia, have that permit. It just looks after the people we represent. And the easy way for Maryland or any other state to fix it is just to acknowledge our permit and not use that against our citizens. With that, I'd move the bill pass, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 175 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 28, noes 12.
Ayes 28, noes 12. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 211, a bill relating to public schools' physical activity requirement.
Senator from Newport News, Senator Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can that bill go by for the day?
Without objection, Senate Bill 211 will go by for the day.
Senate Bill 350, a bill relating to medical and mental health treatment of prisoners incapable of giving consent.
Senator from Bath County, Senator Dean.
Mr. President, I move the bill pass. This bill is a simple Department of Corrections bill that allows the Department of Corrections in a commitment hearing, mental health commitment hearing, to use licensed professional counselors or licensed professional social workers, the same people that are used in commitment hearings which occur outside of the Department of Corrections.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 350 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, noes 0.
Ayes 40, noes 0. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 363, a bill relating to the rights of persons with disabilities in public places and places of public accommodation. Fraudulent representation of a service dog penalty.
Senator from Spotsylvania, Senator Reeves.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the bill pass. Speaking briefly to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
As discussed yesterday on the floor by the senior senator from Richmond, the bill has to do with those who intend to commit fraud by stating they have a service dog that actually doesn't perform any of that. The bill was pretty much explained yesterday, and that's the bill, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall Senate Bill 363 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, noes 4.
Ayes 36, noes 4. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 401, a bill relating to Crohn's disease, colitis, and other inflammatory bowel disease, identification cards and information.
Senator from Western Fairfax County, Senator Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the bill pass. And speaking to the bill.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Bill 401 is a good neighbor bill. Directs the Department of Health to issue an information card to individuals with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disorder. All of these are ailments that require emergency use of a restroom. Someone with one of these referenced conditions would have to request a card from the Department of Health, have a physician sign off, and pay a fee for the card, and it's expected that the fee for the cards would cover the cost of the program. This card could then be shown to a retail establishment to explain why immediate access to a restroom is so vital, helping the cardholder maintain privacy and dignity. Here's the key part of the bill, I think, Mr. President, is it does not require the private establishment to offer their restroom. It's an information card that explains why the need is there and gives the establishment proprietor the ability to help their neighbor. This card issued by the Department of Health lends credibility to the holder's claim and will hopefully lead to the establishment allowing them access. And it would affect about 36,000 people in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I renew my motion to pass the bill.
Thank you, Senator. The senator from Buckingham, Senator Garrett.
Mr. President, would the patron yield for a question?
Would the senator yield for a question?
Yes, I yield, Mr. President.
Senator.
Mr. President, would the card specifically state that the owner of the property was not required to allow the individual to use the facilities?
I believe that is the intent of the card, but there is no penalty put into the measure anyway, so there's no way to for someone who's denied access to seek any redress.
Mr. President, one more question.
Would the senator yield for an additional question?
I yield.
He yields, Senator.
What would this card be called?
Senator from Western Fairfax.
Mr. President, I will leave that up to our fine Department of Health in Virginia because I think we could get into a good deal of trouble going down this path. Thank you, Mr. President.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 401 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes. Aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 33, noes 5.
Ayes 33, noes 5. The bill passes.
Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on first reading.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that all the Senate bills on the first reading on both the uncontested and regular calendar, which would include all Senate bills on pages 22 through 28, including Senate Bill 182 through Senate Bill 637, that the rules of the Senate be suspended and that the first constitutional reading of the titles be dispensed with.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the rules be suspended and the first reading of the titles of Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, page 22 through 28, Senate Bill 182 through Senate Bill 637, be dispensed with? All in favor of the motion will record their votes. Aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their votes? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, noes 0.
Ayes 40, noes 0. The reading of the titles is dispensed with. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Mr. President, I now move that all the bills be passed by for the day, sir.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars now on second reading go by for the day? All in favor of the motion will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills will go by for the day.
On page 28, regular calendar, Senate Joint Resolution on third reading. SJR 70, proposing an amendment to the Constitution of Virginia by adding in Article 1 a section numbered 11-A relating to the right to work.
Senator from Rockingham, Senator Obenshain.
Could that go by for the day?
Without objection, the resolution will go by for the day.
Regular calendar, House Joint Resolution on second reading. House Joint Resolution 210, election of a Supreme Court of Virginia Justice.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The senator from James City County, Senator Norman.
Mr. President, inquire the clerk, does that complete today's calendar?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other business to come before the Senate? The senator from Fairfax City, Senator Peterson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise for an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, one of my little-known skills is I have eyes in the back of my head. And that apparently tells me that the town of Vienna has their town council and mayor in attendance today. I've been very fortunate to represent the town since 2007. It's a town of approximately 15,000 people with a thriving business district right in the heart of Northern Virginia and a great residential neighborhoods where a lot of fine people live, and I'm very proud to represent them. So I know they're here today because of the eyes in the back of my head, so I'd ask that we give them a warm acknowledgement.
Thank you, Senator. Would members from the offices of Vienna, Virginia, please rise? Welcome to the Capitol, and thanks for being here today, and hope you all have an enjoyable day in Mr. Jefferson's Capitol. I would ask the members of the Senate to please join me in offering members from Vienna's council the warm welcome of the Senate. The clerk will please report any announcements on the desk.
For today, Wednesday, January 27th, 2016, the Committee for Courts of Justice will meet 30 minutes after adjournment in Senate Room B. This is a change. Courts of Justice will meet 30 minutes after adjournment in Senate Room B. The Committee on Transportation will meet 45 minutes after adjournment in Senate Room A. The Finance Subcommittee on Transportation will meet at 4:00 p.m. in the 10th floor conference room. Senators Wagner, Saslaw, Newman, Carrico, Barker, and Donovan. The Rural Caucus will meet at 5:00 p.m. in the 3rd floor East conference room. For Thursday, January 28th, 2016, the Committee on Education and Health will meet at 8:00 a.m. in Senate Room B. The Hampton Roads Caucus will meet at 8:00 a.m. in the 6th floor Speaker's conference room. The Republican Caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m. in Senate Room 2. The Democratic Caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m. in Senate Room 1.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The senator from Lynchburg, Senator Newman.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 12 noon tomorrow.
Thank you, Senator. The question is, shall the Senate stand adjourned until 12 noon tomorrow? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate stands adjourned until 12 noon tomorrow.